So yeah, all right, we're ratioing PragerU right now. Awesome. Yeah, literally all conservative propaganda is based on inciting fear. Yeah. Yeah. Black people, they're invading your suburbs. Mexican people, they're invading your country. Muslims, we literally imposed a travel ban because Republicans unironically think that they're terrorists. Oh, and somehow trans people are the most pressing danger in our country right now. Like, this is so fucking frustrating to me, people. So I would think that most of the time this would be pretty common sense. But apparently it's not. Not a lot of nuance here, but I guess Twitter be Twitter. And I said, where's the nuance to be had? Do you think that I've misstated anything? Seems kind of weird to me to criticize them being scared, or for them to criticize being scared when all they do is drum up fear. You listed a series of straw men positions for the right as evidence for your first claim. Straw men positions. So, I think this conversation goes on. And yeah, I said, that's a really interesting way to classify these pretty widespread Republican views. Do you want to come on stream? He said yes. And look, he's in the waiting room. So hey, let's have a chat. Let's go ahead and bring someone in. Let's have like a good chat, fam. Let's just have a conversation. Hey, what's up, fam?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, hold on.
Can you hear me okay?
Output device. Can you hear me? No. Input device. Ah, there we go. Can you hear me?
You good?
All right, awesome. How are you?
I am doing just fine. This is sort of a spur of the moment thing, but that's okay.
It's all good. So I see your opinion on here that apparently these are straw men positions, and I have to say, like, I'm a little confused by that, considering that most of these are like direct quotes from major Republican politicians, or at least paraphrases, and so it's very hard for me to see how this is a straw man when it seems to be like taking a one-for-one paraphrase or quote from people who are large leaders in the Republican Party.
Well, there's a couple of things. I mean, first of all, so just to be perfectly clear, my objection is primarily to the positions you listed. I think
What
both
positions?
sides, the list of positions that you wrote out, as in the like quote unquote Republican positions. That's really what my objections to. I understand that
Yeah,
like
there are
the
positions that have been pushed by the Republican Party pretty widespread.
I mean, like, so specifically, like, one of these things that, like, seems like my concern is that these are being portrayed as, like, mainstream conservative or mainstream Republican opinions. I don't think it's a mainstream Republican opinion that all Muslims are terrorists. I mean,
That's wait, hold on, wait. I really hold on, because you sound like you're at least like you sound like you're. I don't know. I guess I don't want to assume if you're a reasonable opinion. You do know that's literally like you remember the travel ban that happened. You remember how
yeah,
our
yeah, I
president, like
remember that.
literally the Republican elected president, made a major part of his platform that he was elected on by the Republican Party about how dangerous Muslims are and how we need to keep them out of our country. Like you remember that, right? Like, I don't want to be gaslit on this.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. To be clear, 1 second. I need to close the. 1 second. I need to close the chat. It's really distracting. 1 second. Yeah. So my problem with this is, so you're talking about. It's like, yes, I understand Trump imposed this travel ban, right? And I understand that he had like some really shady and messed up rhetoric
Well,
during the election process, like when
and
he was
he's
first elected.
yeah, and he's a Republican. Like, that's the most
Yeah,
important
yeah,
thing here.
yeah.
Like, he is a
Sure,
Republican leader, and like he's
sure,
a leader in the Republican Party.
sure. So my issue here is that the specific claim you're making is that Republicans, like Republicans just out there in the ether, not just Trump. You're talking about like just regular Republicans
Mm-hmm.
think that all Muslims are terrorists.
I either think that they agree with that, or that they are fine enough with that being in their party that they don't do anything about it. Because I can't believe that anyone could be in this party and be fine with it, and just let it exist without either them trying to change how the party is, or either otherwise leaving the party. Like, it's either you're fine with these beliefs or you believe them affirmatively.
I mean, like, it's sort of, I don't know about that. I just, my main thing is that, like, I don't like the forward, like the position that you're. My
Mm-hmm.
issue here is that I don't like. I think you're a reasonable person. Like, I've seen like a little bit of your content. It just,
Okay.
to me, it just seems like okay, so like when I read this, like I would say I'm probably like right of center, okay, and
Okay.
I hang around a lot of conservative people, and it just seems like this has almost no relation to anything that anybody around the conservative movement actually truly believes. Like I don't ever hear, like maybe if you go back a while, there's like Republicans talking about black people invading suburbs. This is not something that like Republicans talk about. They don't.
Wait, but that's literally like that a lot of Trump's rhetoric, like when we're talking about we're the party of law and order, like that's a pretty explicit
Sure.
and like racist dog whistle. And
I don't think that Law and Order is a racist dog whistle.
wait,
I
you
think that
don't think that like Law and Order isn't a pretty explicitly racist dog whistle? You understand that like
no.
historically in our country, that's like that we know we're able to look back and we're able to know affirmatively that that's where that comes from, right? Like we know, like it's not a disputed thing. Like we're able to like pretty pinpoint, like we're able to be pretty accurate in being able to know that like that's where it came from, right? Specifically, I think it was like the Nixon era, when they were trying to be when they were responding to war protests. It's the same time when they started doing no-knock riots. And they specifically tried to, like, the Republican Party tried to posture themselves as the party of law and order so that they could be justified in cracking down on poor black families. Like, we know this is what happened. So it's
So
pretty hard to look at that and to say, oh, yeah, no, that totally has no relationship to today.
well, I mean, like I'm not, like we're not even talking about historical factors here. Like just simply so like how would you like to add? So like let's just talk about like laws. We're a nation of laws, right? We have laws. Okay.
Okay,
How
I
would
don't
you
know where
add?
you're going with
Well,
this, but
well,
okay.
where? Okay, so I'm not interrupting you. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't interrupt me as well. And
Okay, I
basically,
will
what I'm
say,
saying.
like just as far
Okay.
as like interrupting, I normally do not. If I feel like you're
Okay.
going down an irrelevant or an unrelated tangent, I may stop you just because, like, if you're going off on something that I genuinely believe is unrelated or I'm concerned is unrelated, I will stop you. Otherwise, I will not. So just a note on that. But go on.
Okay, yeah. All I would say about that is that I would hope that you would trust me as like a conversation partner here to just trust me that I'm trying to go somewhere. And if it turns out that I'm making a bunch of useless tangents, then call me out on it. Like I would appreciate like the good faith extension here because like
I mean, I'll be
I'm
honest.
at,
Right now, you're kind of. I mean, like right now, you're sounding very different from how you were. Like right now, to me, you're starting in the hole because like I feel like this is not a controversial take, but I'll extend charitability to
well,
you. So go
yeah,
on.
yeah, okay, yeah. So basically, what I'm saying is like I understand. Like I'm not a historian. Okay, it's entirely possible that this was like a thing like in the past where people were like just using this as a justification for like unequal action or something like that. But you understand that like the right is going to be the party that wants to advocate for things like laws and returning to law and order and stuff. And it just can't be the
Wait,
case that advocating for laws or advocating for maintaining those laws is a dog whistle from now until the end of time because something happened like in the historical record. It just can't be the case that we can't say that laws matter.
okay, but I disagree with that because you're using that to imply that like the left doesn't care about laws, and like I'm literally a law
Oh
student.
no,
I study legislation. Like
sure, yeah,
the
yeah,
right can't
that's
have.
totally fine.
Yeah, but you can't use that as like a justification to be able to use that posturing because you're implying that by using that the other side A doesn't care about it and B that excuses any other possible explanations for using that kind of a statement or a slogan, right? Like it's doing two things right there. Like it's simultaneously completely putting away any of the historical context that we know brought this out to be, that we know kind of like made this term to mean what it is today. And it's also implying that the left doesn't care about the law, which I mean, I care very deeply about the law. I mean, I'm a law student. I'm literally studying
Sure, yeah,
legislation right now. Like, I feel like
sure.
it's very uncharitable to say that the left doesn't care about law by implication.
Oh, clearly, well, to be perfectly clear, the left cares about laws. Okay, there's disagreement about laws on both sides. I'm not one saying I never said the left doesn't care about laws. And maybe some people on the right say that the left doesn't care about laws. I'm not one of those people. I'm just saying that simply talking about law and order and making these appeals to people does not. I just do not see it as a racist dog whistle.
Then
I
why don't
understand
they use another that why don't they use another phrase? Why can't they pick something else aside from the thing that we know is explicitly a racist dog whistle historically? Like
because
they could pick anything else, but not this.
I don't think most people interpret this as a racist dog whistle. And
You
maybe there's
really
some
don't
people.
think that most people
No,
don't? Well, I
no,
mean,
I
it's not
don't. I
I mean,
don't.
like
Yeah,
that's well. Hold on, because like you're misunderstanding the nature of like dog whistles, right? Just because most people don't interpret it to be a racist dog whistle or may not interpret it to be that way, does not mean it's not a dog whistle. You're just describing how dog whistles function.
sure. I just think that I don't think it's that unreasonable for people to advocate for law and order. And I would also note that we
Wait,
got off on this. Wait.
yeah,
I like you've talked a lot. Okay, I'm being very patient. But I have to make
yeah.
some points. Okay,
Well, I'm
like
letting you make all the points. Like it's very like you're basically saying, oh yeah, no, I just don't think that most people interpret it that way when that's
yeah, that's what I'm
like when we
saying.
have
Yeah.
more evidence to say that they do than otherwise, or that if they don't, that that's just how it's intended to be because that's just the nature of dog whistles.
Okay, so I'm gonna make my point now that I was just trying to make
Okay,
is
go
that
ahead.
this originally was a tangent because rather than talking about the fact that it is not a mainstream position that black people are quote unquote invading your suburbs, that's not a mainstream opinion on
I
the
mean,
right.
that's literally like
Instead,
that's what
okay,
Trump
okay,
said.
Riley,
Yeah.
like,
What do you want me to say?
are
He's the president of the United States. He's a Republican president. You want me to take his statements and not take that to be
do
representative of what
okay,
most Republicans
Riley,
believe? You
do
really want me to believe that? Like, I'm
Riley.
sorry. Don't down. Hold on. Wait. Don't demean me. All right. You're on my stream. Do not demean me. All
I'm
right.
not demeaning you. Just
Riley.
like if
Riley.
I no,
Riley.
I'm look, okay, I've appealed to you a couple times to just let me talk. You're just
I'm
talking
letting
over
you
me.
talk, but you're giving like very like
No,
it.
no,
I'm
you're not.
really yes, I am. All right, fine. You want to talk about how Trump made comments about Mexican immigrants connecting them to crime, saying that they're bringing in
I'm
rapists,
not
and
talking about Trump, Riley. I'm not. I'm
what do
talking
you?
about Republicans.
He was the Republican president. He's still like
Yes.
most Republicans still like hold him up to be this godlike
Do you
figure.
do you have
Have you
do you
seen
have
the
data
fucking statue
on this?
that people have made of him, like a solid gold Trump statue? You want to sit here like, do you honestly want to tell me legitimately that that he's not representative of like the vast majority or a substantive majority of the Republican Party's beliefs? Like, do you honestly want me to believe that? Because it's either people agree with him or they're fine enough with his opinions to not say anything about it. It is one of those two things.
Okay. So, all right. Do you want to have a conversation or do you want to just sort of use me as like a person to vent your frustrations
Hold
at on
on.
this
Are you
particular?
wait, hold on. I don't normally ask this. Are you actually trolling right now? Because I'm
No,
seeing people in my
I'm
chat
really
troll.
not.
Like, I feel like I'm saying a lot of things that are like very kind of like straight. Like I'm not trying to say like talk about like very disputable things. Like I feel like I'm talking about things that are like pretty widely known and accepted, and like it's really like I'm really trying hard to like treat you as a reasonable person, but like when you just say, "Oh yeah, no, Law and Order isn't a racist dog whistle," it's really hard for me to take that and to treat you as like someone who I can say is reasonable.
Okay, so just to be I'm just gonna offer some stuff up just to try to make things like try to get to some middle ground at this point so we could like decide that I'm not a troll, okay?
Okay.
All right. All right. So I'm not saying this matters, all right? But I go on these like panels on Twitch every now and then, and I've never had difficulties talking to people before. I don't know what's going on in this particular situation. Like
Well,
so like I
right
go
now
on
the issue, like if you want me to tell you what the issue is, right now the issue is that I feel like I'm
right.
citing very matter of fact things and you're just being like, "No, I don't really care about that." Like it's really weird when I feel like it's basically like if I said, "Yeah, 2 plus 2 equals 4," and you're just like, "Well, actually." Like it's very frustrating when we can't get past like the basic starting point, you know? And then you're like, oh, I mean, like 2 plus 2 doesn't necessarily equal 5, but you know, Riley, why are you so getting so upset that I disagree that 2 plus 2 equals 5? Like, it's a very
Wait.
hard conversation for me to treat you in like a charitable way when we can't even get past like the very basics.
Look, I mean in that statement you're sort of admitting that you're not treating me charitably.
I mean,
Like you understand that, right?
at this point, I'm probably not because
Yeah, well, I mean like
you've disagreed with some very basic things that I thought were kind of like gimmies. Like I felt like Law and Order. It's pretty widely known that that's like a pretty explicitly racist and historically racist dog whistle, and like the idea that like you're just being like, oh, you know, that we don't know that, and that doesn't necessarily mean that the Republican Party is racist, even though they're the ones who constantly make that appeal. It's really weird when you say that and then you turn around and is like, Riley, why aren't you treating me in good faith? And it's like, because you're not agreeing to like something that's very basic and pretty widely agreed
okay,
upon.
okay. Okay, here's the issue I'm having, okay?
Okay.
This is your platform. I'm trying to be as respectful as I possibly can, okay?
Okay.
But I feel like every time I try to make any particular point, you start talking over me because you like quote unquote don't want me to go down said whatever.
If I
And
know what you're talking about, then yeah, I'll respond.
well,
But
like I
I've
mean, like
not, I haven't like
I
prevented you from making your points.
I'm still trying to talk. This is what I'm talking about. Like I'm trying to speak. Like, and
Okay, then
I don't
speak.
want to talk over you because it's your platform. I'm not going to do that, right? Like this is your space. I'm not going to start talking
Wait,
over
hold
you. But
on.
like,
What? All right, then what ideas have I mischaracterized or have I caused you to not be able to convey?
yeah, well, like I feel like I've tried to recenter things back to the specific points you made in your tweet, right?
If
But
you
like
say
you
that
keep
like actually
okay,
Trump
and I
like if you
right,
say that actually
you're
that like
doing it
you
again right now. Like I'm literally trying to talk. Like okay, like I just don't like. Do you want to talk to me, or you just want to like
yeah, I'm trying to
interrupt
talk to
me in
you.
every sentence that I speak?
Yeah, but I'm not going to allow you. All right, so then if you want to be super particular about it, what you're doing right now is is essentially what you're trying to do is you're trying to give like multiple points that you expect that I'm trying to respond to. But when you give me multiple points and then you try to move on from one of those multiple points and you don't give me the opportunity to respond to all of those points, then that's not an actual conversation. You're
Oh,
acting like it is, but if you want me to actually be if you're going to give me multiple points, I'm going to respond to all of them. And so you gave me the point when we were talking about the tweets and whether or not it's a widespread Republican view that most Republicans are, I guess, like generally racist. And so I went to the example that Trump, postured himself, especially during the election, as the leader of the party of law and order. And you said, well, actually, that's not a Republican dog whistle. And now that's where we're at, right? Or that's not a racist dog whistle. And now that's where we're at, right? Because if you want to move on from that, then I'm not going to budge on the idea that that's not a racist dog whistle, all right? I'm not going to budge. And if you want to move on from that, then that's fine. But I am not budging on that because like the overwhelming evidence is like way against you on this one.
okay, that's fine. I just want to say like a single sentence. And to be clear, I am in no way, shape, or form gish galloping. I have barely said a single word before you've interrupted me.
Yeah, okay. Then go ahead and give your full thesis then, please.
I'm not gonna give a thesis. I just want to make a single point without being interrupted. Okay, is that
You've
fair?
made multiple points, but okay. Like
But not
again,
without being
you wanted
interrupted.
me to ask you why I'm not treating you charitably because right now you're
Oh
very
my
much trying to
god.
posture yourself as if I'm doing these terrible things or as if I'm doing these uncharitable things
I'm
when
not
I've
trying to
responded
posture,
to all
Riley.
of your points and you're upset that like I interrupt you when I understand what you're trying to say and I respond to you.
I'm not trying to posture. I'm trying to speak, okay?
Okay.
Just is it I just don't okay. I'm just going to start talking. I would appreciate if you wouldn't interrupt me, okay?
Okay.
Here
Unless I understand your point or unless you start going into something that's irrelevant. Like I said.
Okay. All right. So my main issue, like I said initially, was that I don't feel like these are mainstream like Republican opinions as in on the ground Republicans, like regular people. Okay. And in response to me objecting to these things, which you said multiple times, is like you've gone away from like the invading our suburbs thing to a thing about law and order, which is not what I was talking about. And then the second time when I started talking about like Mexican people or Muslims, you started talking about Trump, not like Republicans. And I understand that your point in response to that was he was the head of the Republican Party as the president, and that's correct. But that isn't evidence that that like on the ground Republicans actually have those views. You actually have to demonstrate with evidence that Republicans actually hold those views, especially when you're talking about like you're like one of your statements here is that because Republicans unironically think that all Muslims are terrorists.
I didn't say
This is
that. I didn't say that.
Muslims, we literally imposed a travel ban because Republicans unironically think they're all terrorists. That's a
Yeah, do you
direct
remember what
quote.
I said earlier in the conversation?
Yeah, you said something about Trump putting
No. Do you
before.
remember what else I said in the conversation about the nature of all Republicans? Do you remember what I said? Because now
Go
it
ahead.
sounds like you're not listening to me.
No, wait. If I
I want you
forgot
to tell me
something,
what because I
please
responded to
remind me.
this point.
Please,
So if
just
you're
please,
actually
please
listening to
remind
me, I want you to tell me what I said about this point in particular.
You said something specifically about. I believe you started talking about his travel ban. That's what you said, right?
No. What did I say about the nature of all Republicans? You're the one sitting here saying that I'm not listening to you and I'm not responding to your points. I responded to this point. Actually, I've responded to it multiple times. So I want you to tell me what I said.
Yeah, I clearly don't remember. Just Remind me.
Okay, so what I've said multiple times now, and try to listen because I'm actually
Yeah,
listening to
I'm
what you're
listening.
saying,
I'm
and I'm
listening.
really upset. Or actually, I don't want to say I'm upset because I'm very inclined to believe that you're trying to like get an emotional response out of me.
No, I'm
But
not. I
like what
promise.
I've
I
said
promise.
multiple times, and I want you to drill this in your head, is either
Sure.
that every Republican believes this, or they are complicit enough with it that they are fine letting it exist in their party without doing anything about it. It is one or the other. It cannot be anything else.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You did say this. Okay, yeah. So the issue here is that the accepting it as a part of the party is a separate thing from them believing it, right? And my
No,
contention, they're two
no,
separate things. You
no.
just said
It's
they're two
either
different
you
things.
believe it or you're fine with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they are like okay letting it go, as in they voted for Trump and they're okay letting it pass, that's different than saying that they actually believe that all
No,
Muslims are
it's literally
terrorists.
not. All right, this is the reason why I definitely don't think that you're acting in good faith. If you are fine voting for a
I'm not fine
party
with it.
which
I'm
has
not
like an
fine with it.
overtly racist platform, then you are functionally just as bad as someone who overtly believes those views. As far as like a electoral system is concerned, if you vote for someone who overtly holds racist views, if you vote for someone who overtly holds racist views like Donald Trump, you don't necessarily agree with those views, but you're like, I mean, like, I don't hate them, but I'm fine with them. Then I would say that you're just as bad as anyone who overtly believes them functionally, because you're going to lead to the same result.
Okay, so I just want to say, look, they are different. I mean, you're acknowledging
Oh
that they're
my
different. You're just
god.
saying they're functionally the same, correct?
Yes, they are. They are literally functionally the same. If you're
Yeah, they're
someone who,
functionally the
yes,
same.
they are
They're not the same
functionally,
thing.
yes, they are functionally the same. Yes.
Yeah. So my contention is that there's a large constituency of Republicans that do not believe this, but they held their nose and voted for Trump anyway. That's my contention.
Yeah, and I would say that those people are just as bad in doing that action as people who voted for him because they overtly believe those things. I think
Okay,
that both of those, I think that those are equivalent actions.
they might be equivalent actions if you're viewing them as a result of the consequences, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're
No,
talking
it's
about whether
literally
or
what we're
not
talking
Republicans
about.
actually believe
Literally,
this
all
particular
conservative
thing.
propaganda is based on inciting fear. Yes, if those people voted,
Yeah, I mean, maybe, yeah.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's
but we're
where.
not talking about that. We're talking about these specific claims. That's what I specifically said when I came in here. Was these positions, not like whether or not
Wait,
fear is
hold
used
on,
as a
hold on, hold on.
political
All right,
tool.
now I'm incredibly confused. So, do you actually not? So, do you agree then with the idea that literally all conservative propaganda is based on inciting fear? So, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I said that. I said that my contention, and I said this immediately when I came in, my contention was with the positions that you were putting forward as mainstream conservative positions, not the first
That's
thing.
okay. I didn't. All right. If people in chat, you can give me a 1 if you think that, if you are all able to understand that in chat, if you all completely understood that to be the case when he came in, you can give me a 1 in chat. I'm super interested in hearing. If you did not understand that to be the case, give me a 2, because I'm super concerned. Like, I have to know if I'm being gaslit on this right now, because I feel like I am. I feel like he disagreed with all that.
Look,
Okay, cool.
I'm fine to pull the clip. I'm pretty sure I explicitly said that.
Okay, well, chat seems to be very much in disagreement with you. So,
No,
okay.
I mean, they're your chat. I mean, I can go up and try to find the clip for you. I'm pretty
Yes, if
sure
you
I
want, yeah, if you
literally.
want to, then please go ahead and do that.
Yeah,
You're going to
sure.
try and
Yeah,
like
I'll
pull a
find the
very
clip right now.
semantic issue. Naive at best, crazy. Hold on, naive at best, crazy making troll at worst. Either way, RGR doesn't seem to be having a good time. No, I'm really not. So I mean, like, really. So like, I want to talk about some of these claims. Yeah, black people,
Okay.
they're invading your suburbs. Yeah, I took that straight from President Trump's comments about how black people are invading people's suburbs. Again, President Trump, Republican president of the United States, and I have to add, so you're genuinely making the claim that this isn't representative of what Republicans believe, either either overtly or by complicity. Like, you're actually unironically making that argument right now.
Okay. Well, to be clear, by complicity is not the same thing as what we were talking
They
about.
are functionally the same. Oh my god.
They're functionally.
I cannot believe this. Hold on. I have to ask you. I have to ask you, because
Sure.
this is all right. Hold on. If you let's like create a hypothetical political party where the person who I voted for, like the person who we were voting for was like a
One second.
was like a trans fascist, all right, and they believe that, like, oh yeah, all cis people need to die immediately. And I looked at that and I was like, well, I mean, like, I don't really care so much about that issue, but like, I like the other stuff that they're talking about, so I guess like I'm fine with it. Like, are you unironically going to say that I'm not complicit in that action by voting for that person? Like, if you were to die.
You would be if you vote for someone, you are complicit in whatever they do.
Okay, cool. So that's what
I
we're
was never.
talking about.
I was not contending with that. I was talking about what conservatives on the ground believe, Riley.
Yeah. And if you either overtly or complicitly if you either agree with these things overtly or conversely, if you are complicit in them, if you acknowledge that those things exist but you don't do anything about them, then that's just then that's tantamountly the same.
Okay, I disagree, but I need to say something really quick. How do I find? Okay, how can I go back in the stream and actually clip this for you? Because I actually don't functionally know how to do this, and I want to demonstrate that I actually did come in here in good faith. Because I
That
actually
you actually
physically.
came in here in good faith. I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm looking
yeah.
at my chat. Like all right, listen. Everyone seems to agree that you're like either trolling or very like seriously trying to gaslight. Like I don't know what you're trying to accomplish here.
I'm trying to. I'm literally trying to ask you for help so I can provide you with the evidence right now. That's what I'm doing.
I'm pretty sure you're able to go back. Oh, if you're not,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I make it so that only subscribers or followers, it's one
Oh.
of the two, are able to clip. Because often
okay.
people come in here and they try to like pull some shit where they like, I don't know, put
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
giant
I
dick on my
understand.
screen.
They're
And
trying to
then,
clip snipe you, and I get
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Like, I'm following you. My issue is that like I'm trying to figure out how to clip this, but I can't actually go back into the stream to clip. I don't know.
Then I don't know what to do for you. Anyway, I don't know. This has been super fun. Sounds like there's, I don't know. I don't really
Oh,
have
are
anything
you
else
on
to say.
YouTube as well?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube.
Oh,
All right.
okay, then I might actually be able to clip it from there. What's up?
Do you got any final memes?
I mean, sure, yeah. Like, I mean, I came in here to argue. I came in here to argue that Republicans didn't believe this, not whether or not they were complicit in supporting the positions. I mean, you're sort of moving the goalposts on this particular issue if you want.
Hold on. Actually, where did I say that all Republicans believe this?
Well, I didn't say that. I said Republicans unironically think they're all terrorists. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because hold on, wait. So actually, we weren't talking about the black comment in the first place. So actually, I don't know why you commented on that in the first place.
I disagree with that one as well. I don't think that Republicans believe that black people are invading the suburbs.
You don't think that Republicans think that black people are invading the suburbs? All right, cool. I've had enough of this. Have a good day. Goodbye.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I cannot believe that guy wasn't a fucking troll. I can't believe that guy wasn't a fucking troll. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Holy fuck. Holy shit. Holy shit, dude.